Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. Today we'll be continuing into part 12 of What If Piccolo Was Never Born. If you haven't seen part 11, there is a title card where you can go check it out and see what happened in the last part. But today we'll be going into the continuation of Super. With the defeat of Goku Black and saving the future timeline, what is next for our Z Fighters? What will Universe 7 team look like for the Tournament of Power? More importantly, what has Vegeta been up to? All that will be answered in this part of What If Piccolo Was Never Born. Also, if y'all are interested, I own a Discord server for anyone who wants to join and talk more about Dragon Ball with me and other viewers. Maybe give us some of your own ideas of what ifs, and maybe in the future, I could do them. Check the link in the description down below. For today's question, the video comes from Junk D Wheel. And their question is, what if no Saiyan survived Frieza's genocide? Honestly, this could be a what if. I honestly might make this into a what if. I'm pretty sure I wrote this idea down. But basically, well, okay, if we're just gonna like kind of go through this real quick, Earth would most likely be screwed with no Goku. The gang won't kind of meet up at all, and King Piccolo would basically end up ruling it. Maybe Dr. Gero can make androids, but I don't really know. Obviously, Earth is kind of cooked. There's nothing for it to do, and then Frieza would just end up ruling the universe. Maybe when Majin Buu ever comes out, if he does ever come out, then Frieza's cooked as well. So in the end, Majin Buu just takes over the whole universe until Beerus wakes up and stops it. But his universe is already practically done for. So yeah, if there was no Saiyans surviving at all, means no Goku, no Vegeta, no Gohan, no Future Trunks, no nothing. No strong fighters, which everyone kind of relies on. If you're a Saiyan, you're kind of like the main reason there's hope. So yeah, Earth is probably not so good without Goku. Thank you so much for your question. If you would like to be featured in my next video, just comment down below your question, whether it's about Dragon Ball, another anime, or personal, and maybe your comment will be picked for the next video. Without further ado, let's dive into part 12 of What If Piccolo Was Never Born. It has been a while since we last heard of Vegeta. After leaving his planet in search of strength to grow stronger, currently we are in the present time as we see a Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta standing over a defeated Broly. But first, let's discuss how we got to this point. Back to when Vegeta first left to find more strength to keep the lead on Broly, and in case he fights the other Saiyans, again he needed to train. He traveled from planet to planet finding anything he can. Eventually he did come across a planet called Yardrat, filled with interesting people. He witnessed some of the techniques of the people of Yardrat and thought maybe he could learn something here. It went against his whole character to train under someone else, but there was nothing else he could do to grow any stronger, and with someone like Broly not working for him, he needs to make sure he can remain the strongest in his army. Swallowing his pride, he would ask Elder Paibara to train him, but he refused as he didn't know Vegeta or if he could even trust him. Vegeta grew angry but kept his composure. As he was about to leave, then suddenly some of his own army troops arrive on the planet, terrorizing the people of Yardrat. As he would see this and then have a smirk appear from his face, as he knows what to do. His soldiers are about to shoot some innocent bystanders, as this is when Vegeta would arrive protecting the citizens and then attacking his own troops in a swift manner before they could even utter a word. They are confused on why their leader is attacking them, as Vegeta would give his best heroic speech trying to sound like Goku, and once he was done, they are killed before ever getting any answers. Seeing this, the people of Yardrat thanks Vegeta for saving them, as the act was good enough to fool even Elder Paibara, as he accepted Vegeta's request and began training him, as Vegeta would learn all the techniques of Yardrat, but he did struggle quite a bit as Vegeta isn't really a calm and patient person as he was in the canon timeline. But still, his determination to gain power outweighed his own personal pride. He spent some months training under them but eventually learned every technique he could. He didn't go crazy strong, but the techniques he has now will help him train and even be useful in fights. Elder Paibara would tell Vegeta now that there is a deeper hidden power within him that he has yet to decide to use, as he points at Vegeta's tail, since he does still have it in this timeline. He kept that in mind once he left the planet, continuing his search for strength, which wouldn't take long as he explores a specific planet and ends up finding a room similar to that of the hyperbolic time chamber that was on Earth. This is the same planet that mirrors trained Goku in this Dragon Ball Super manga. So, Vegeta would remain in there training on his own for as much as he can. He did figure out that 1 day in the real world is equivalent to 3 days in the hyperbolic time chamber. So it wasn't as good, but he still took it. He decided to make clones of himself to use them as training partners. Food wouldn't be an issue as he would have plenty of food stored up from his time traveling all in his spaceship. Every day he would fight his clones and would only rest when his body was barely standing. But reverting back to his old ways, he wouldn't allow himself to recover. This slightly hindered his progress, but he kept pushing, trying to aim the power that was within him that Piccolo told him about. He got an idea. He wanted to attempt to transform back into his grade 8 form and to try to become a Super Saiyan in his 8 form. He was a bit nervous as he hasn't used that form in years and he isn't sure if he'll get anywhere, but Piccolo did point to his tail that maybe the grade 8 form has an ascended form like Super Saiyan, or maybe he can use Super Saiyan to make his grade 8 form stronger. With just his theories to go off of, he created a key to allow himself to transform into the grade 8 once again. As when he laid eyes on the sphere, he felt the transformation coming as he grew in size and yelled out a monstrous roar. He sees that he still has control over this form, as he is still Prince Vegeta. He then would begin powering up as yellow aura forms around him, then a bright light that could blind an entire solar system, as his grade 8 form is now golden. But suddenly, he began to lose control, going on a rampage. He couldn't control himself, as all he could do was witness the chaos as he had to try hard to regain control so he wouldn't accidentally destroy his only way out of the hyperbolic time chamber. Vegeta would dig deep within himself to manage to gain control over himself, as then something else began to happen, as he was reverting back to his base form, or so he thought. Flashing yellow light engulfs his body as when he sees himself, he could see all that's changed from his appearance. He felt the immense change in his strength, so he believed he finally surpassed everyone on Earth, unaware of the recent events, but still, this power is nothing to laugh at. So for the remainder of the time, he would continue training the way he was doing previously, but now in this new transformation, he has, and for the sake of simplicity, we'll just keep calling it Super Saiyan 4, Vegeta would spend roughly a year in there, which would be around 4 months in the real world. And once he came out of the time chamber, he would still remain in his Super Saiyan 4 transformation, as now he has made it into his base form and even mastered the transformation in just 6 months since he achieved it. It would take him a few days, but he would return back to the planet that he left Broly and Paragus on, and everyone was stunned at the change of appearance that Vegeta had, but also his power was immense. He demands Broly to fight so they can begin training. Paragus tries to say something, but then Vegeta just shoots a pressure wave that sends Paragus flying across cities as he crashes into multiple buildings, unconscious but still alive. As this angers Broly, and then a fight broke out. Broly lashed out at Vegeta, his eyes a brownish yellow as his hair and aura spiked up. A sinister grin can be seen on Vegeta's face as he toys with Broly for the time being. This fight is intense as everyone around is in danger. Vegeta would use the techniques he learned from Yardra to confuse Broly as Vegeta would create clones all around the battlefield, each using different techniques. Some use the Gigantfication to try to smush Broly, while others use the intertransmission to confuse Broly, and someone used healing to heal their main Vegeta. Their fight went all over the planet as they left destruction all over, but Broly was just being toyed with. However, Vegeta did sense that Broly's power grew stronger the longer they fought, and sees how Broly has also limitless energy, so Vegeta would use this to his advantage, using Force Spirit Fission to manipulate Broly's own energy, giving it to himself to fire it right back at Broly, hurting Broly with his own energy, causing more damage to Broly. This fight is a training match, but Vegeta wants Broly to go all out so he can fully gauge Broly's full power. And he wants to grow even stronger, and with someone like Broly who still isn't in his Super Saiyan form, is managing to hold his own against Vegeta's newest form, and is still growing stronger. Vegeta keeps trying to push Broly more and more, but nothing he is doing is pushing Broly enough to break past that barrier. He then looks at Paragus and thinks of something. He controlled all his clones to hold down Broly until Broly couldn't move anymore, as Vegeta then aimed his hand at Paragus, telling Broly that he will kill his father if he doesn't become a Super Saiyan right now. Broly begins screaming, trying to break free as Vegeta smiles, hoping this plan of his would work, but then Broly just powers down and looks down in defeat. Vegeta is disappointed, but he lowers his hand and sighs in disappointment as he knocks Broly out by hitting him in the back of the neck. Vegeta commands nearby troops to bring Broly and Paragus to the healing chambers as he walked off, a bit upset to himself, wondering why he didn't just kill Paragus after Broly just gave up, as he killed other people for less, as he begins to wonder that his time on Earth may have rubbed him in some way. He spent some days on the planet as he also recovers from the sparring match with Broly. He does sit and wonder what to do now, as he isn't sure if there's much more out there in the universe that could help him grow even stronger, and even considers to go to Earth to see what has been happening since he left, and maybe even spar with Goku or Gohan to see if the power he achieved is truly enough to close the long gap, until suddenly two figures teleports in front of him. Vegeta gets into a fighting stance ready to face this potential threat, as it is revealed to be Goku and Gohan, as Goku laughs noting the huge appearance change that Vegeta has gone through, as Vegeta just grunts, asking why is he here and asking if Goku wanted to fight. Even though Goku would love to fight Vegeta to see how strong he has gotten, he had something more important to ask him, as Goku would ask Vegeta if he would like to fight some strong fighters from other universes, as hearing this piqued Vegeta's interest, asking for more info. Goku continued by explaining that there is this tournament against other universes and that their entire existence is at stake, and their team needs some more firepower. Vegeta smiles, saying that he found someone that could greatly help them and may even be their best fighter to win this tournament. And that's where we leave it off for now. Tell me how y'all think about the 12th part and how I did with the continuation of this What If. With Vegeta invited to the Tournament of Power, will he join? How will he fare with the path of power that he obtained compared to that of the gods? What version of the Universe 7 team will look like, and more importantly, will they be able to win? What could have happened differently? Leave your thoughts down in the comments down below. I would love to hear them. If you're interested and enjoyed, please leave a like and subscribe. Hit the notification bell to be alerted whenever I post another part. Thank y'all so much for watching, and I would see y'all in the next part. See ya.